Patreon.com/the Walk-Off Podcast. $4 a month gets you in there.
If you're watching this right now and you haven't hit the like button, Billy, get on it. Bug your brother. Tell him to do the same. What we're going to do here is we're going to do a bold prediction for a player who is maybe off the radar and will contribute in some major ways throughout this 2023 season for the Blue Jays. And then a player that is not such a bold prediction at all. Did you wish to go first, or did you wish me to? Why don't I do my bold prediction
time
first?
so I have time to come up with one.
So my bold prediction for a player who is going to contribute to this team this season is going to be Yosver Zulueta. Okay. Cuban fireball pitcher, 25 years old. This dude has struggled to stay on the field since he was acquired in international free agency. He had a really good rehab over last season, and he came into this year as healthy as he's ever been, and he looks ready to take that next step. He currently was just sent back down to minor league spring training to get his innings in, but I do think that somewhere along the line, he is going to be given an opportunity in this Toronto Blue Jays bullpen, and he's a guy I can see running with it. His age is perfect. He's got a little bit of maturity on him. He's already had to deal with the obstacles that is getting injured, because let's face it, man, rehabbing is one of the biggest mental obstacles an athlete can overcome. And the fact that he's had to do it numerous times, I think he's ready. And I really do look forward to seeing Zulueta in this bullpen. I don't know when it's going to happen. It's going to take some bad tacos. It's probably going to take some poor performance for him to get that chance. But once he does, I do think he's going to run with it.
I like it. I could go pitcher as well. I'm really bullish on Hagen Danner. Friend of the show maybe is a factor in that. I mean, if you've seen our interviews with him, you're probably a fan of his as well. Just the guy is so charming. Throws 100, converted catcher, got the cool story factor, got the upside skill factor, got the charisma factor, just the personality you want in a guy. So I could go
Hagen
that
was
way.
Hagen was added to the 40-man roster last year, and then struggled staying on the field all season long. But he dominated in the Arizona Fall League.
Hopefully, I do feel like he's going to contribute to this team in the bullpen at some point this year. I don't want to go with that for my bold prediction, though. I'm going to go with bold prediction. Chris Beck makes his MLB debut this year and gives this fan base a little confidence in the third catcher role. I think he's going to play 25 to 40 games this year at the major league level.
Wow.
I think we have one catcher with, unfortunately, a bit of a track record of injuries in Danny Jansen, and another catcher who hasn't shown an ability to play back catcher 4 or 5 times a week. So
catcher. Don't you say back catcher.
Did I say back catcher? Now it's in my head. I was going over old episodes this morning. Back catcher. There you go.
I really like that prediction, dude. And I mean, obviously, Rob Brantley was brought in. He's a little bit more of an experienced dude, and he's going to be in AAA as well. But I really like this Chris Beck prediction. And
you know what? Back catcher in the MLB.
There you go.
Put it on my tombstone. Back catcher in the MLB. The MLB.
The Major League Baseball.
Yeah. There you go. Okay. Less bold predictions now.
Less bold prediction. I've been saying this all off season, so I'm not going to change my tune now. I think Bo Bichette is due for a massive.
That was mine. MVP season for Bo is what I'm going with.
And I feel very similar. I really, really believe that this is the season that he takes a step forward defensively. And once he starts to show confidence in defense, he already knows he can hit. His mentality at the plate has been maybe the best in baseball since September 1st of last year. I mean, I know small sample size, but I
But it's
mean,
not. He's led the league in hits like every year. Like that's the thing is like it's small sample size of him dominating in September, but it's not like he was hitting 205 for
yeah,
the 5 previous months, right? Like
which is a
that's
great point. Yeah.
so yeah, I think that's right on. I think leads the MLB in hits again this year. Um I think he has batting average well over 300 this
Yeah.
season. And I
I
think
love
just the
that.
factor of shaking that monkey off the back of yeah, but he's bad defensively. I think we
Mhm.
put that to bed finally. I mean, I've brought up numbers, historical numbers of all these gold glove winning shortstops who never won a gold glove before the age of 25 have a good season. There is a physical human development that happens as you get older into your that's why they call it your prime, right? Like he's a boy turning into a man. His body is growing. The throws are going to be 6% better this year. Or all these incremental strides I think is going to bode really well. That confidence is
He's
going
looked
to
really good in
translate to
spring
both
too.
sides of
Like
the plate.
defensively, he
Yep.
has looked solid in spring. And I don't even think you and I are saying gold glove or anything. If Bo Bichette can be an average shortstop, like
Yep.
he's gonna get MVP votes if he can continue to do what he's doing at the plate, right?
Well, I mean, I differ from a lot of people on where Bo ranks defensively as a shortstop. Um, I think he's still a top 10 defensive shortstop in baseball. He's out there every single day. His errors are high, sure. All the advanced defensive metrics might say negative things about him, but I don't buy into those. It's the eyeball test for me, and it is. I mean, there are some ugly, ugly throws, and that brings his score down. But the range is there, the athleticism is there.
I
Everything else
think
is
the
going to
ban
sort
on
itself out.
I think the ban on the shift is really going to help him in that it's going to limit where he can be on the field.
Yeah.
So he's not constantly checking his back pocket. Oh, where am I going to be when Judge is hitting? Where am I when, like he knows where he's got to be. He's got a good idea of his range. He's got a good idea of his arm strength, and he can just concentrate on improving his defense at shortstop now instead of worrying about every little
There's something to be
aspect
said
of
for
where
that.
he's got to have his feet.
It is a different throw to first base when you're in shallow right field than it is from when you're, in the dirt of shortstop, right? So it's a different angle, different body movement, all those things, different distances, right? It's the difference between do I got to throw it at 99% power or do I got to dial it down to 87, right? And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think that's a good point. The restrictions of where he'll be limited to play. But again, I'm bullish on Bo Bichette. I think defensively he's better than most people give him credit for. I think the error number is high. I think when the throws are bad, they're really bad. It's kind of like Jose Barrios, to be honest, right? Like
Yeah.
when it's bad, it's really bad. But then like most of the time, it is so solid.
So mailbag is tomorrow. Would love to hear some of your bold predictions and not so bold predictions on major contributors to this 2023 Blue Jays team. Feel free to drop those in the comments.